everybody, to Tap In, the Arkansas Paranormal Network, coming to you from Van Buren, Arkansas. I hope everybody out there is having a great weekend, or what weekend? Week. I'm a little behind here. Well, we're trying to get everything set up here and still working on this format. I hope everybody can hear me on the radio thingy. Trying to get things running up here. Trying to get an audience up on the Facebook deal. I want as many people to join us as we can on the Facebook Live page here. Hope this radio will hang on until I get everything done. I'm trying different formats and the way I was doing it before. It's doing good, but I got this computer of mine actually up and running pretty well right now, and hopefully it will be okay to do it this way until I get all the links shot around and let everybody know where we're at and all this. So. Anyway, like I said, we are trying to get the Facebook page up and running, the live link, try and get people to join in, a lot more people to join us, get this audience up and ready to go, because this little segment here, everybody will want to know, it's called Ghost One-on-One, and we're going to be talking about different ways, different things that you need to do for ghost hunting. A lot of people might know it. We'll have quizzes on it. We have chat room up and running. The live feed will be able to answer me there as well. I just got to get everything up and running. Let's see here. Y'all just stay tuned. Like I said, I tried this out earlier. It sounds good and everything. Hopefully it'll hold on. We'll see what happens here. If this works, then I know I can get my links up and running here. Looks like it's going to go, so I'll put my links up on the pages. Y'all can follow me on the radio if you want to. Everybody's watching me on the tapping page, or you'll be able to get on the radio and listen to me there and chat with me. The chat room is up and running on it as well. That way everybody can tell me if they can hear me all right or what. But I think it's going to run pretty good here. But anyway, it takes me a little bit to get going here, and I got these links up. So remember Ghost 101 coming up. Everybody on the Facebook page, watch me live. We'll be getting that running here pretty soon. I just got to get all my links and all my pages up and running for the show. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right. Hope everybody out there can hear me okay. Figure the people on the Facebook page can hear me just fine. Don't know about the radio program yet. Looks like everything is running, and I can see a good balance on everything. So the chat room is up and running on there, and we're going to I'll keep it on site where I can go back and forth while I'm reading. So what we're going to be talking about, and we're going to have a discussion as we go, is Ghost 101. It's what I call Ghost 101. Is things about how to become a ghost hunter or do ghost investigations and stuff like that. It'll be a little bit, it's not real long, but it's everything you need to know about the Ghost 101 and all this. And I was lucky because I usually use this in my schooling for how to become an investigator. It's part of it. It's not all of it, but it's part of it. But anyway, I think everybody get a kick out of it and enjoy it. So, it's one of those things that I think everybody's going to really like. So, as the audience builds in Facebook, how to conduct a ghost hunt. Since I started ghost hunting, I've always been asked how to conduct a ghost hunt, what to bring, etc. I don't encourage amateurs without any training at all, or to conduct ghost hunts without an idea of what are you doing, or some who has some experience with you. You need an idea of what you are doing before you go off into the graveyards or haunted buildings. I do recommend you to contact an establishment organization near you and join them on a hunt and investigation before you go on your own. I have many groups listed. Well, I don't have many groups listed. It's just what is. So there's many groups out there you can get a hold of and ask if they'll take you on an investigation. I don't know if they will or not. We do a lot, and all you got to do is get a hold of the Arkansas Ghost Hunters of Crawford County. You can actually ask us on the Facebook, or not on Facebook, on the Tapping page, the Arkansas Ghost Hunter page. You can get a hold of us that way, and we'll get back with you on that, and we'll set up dates and stuff like that we can go and see what's behind it all and what you really need to do before you actually do an investigation. There's a lot more to it than you think. So I recommend everybody to find a group to go with you, or let you go with them and do investigations. Like I said, some of them don't. A lot of them might not. There's some groups out there that will let you be a guest and come in and do investigations. And like I said, my group, the Arkansas Ghost Hunters of Crawford County, is one of them. I'll give you a list of some of them that I know that will let you go on investigations with them. So if you want to contact me later on, I will do that. I gave you the basics of the ghost hunting in plain and simple talk, and to provide that everyone for free. I think that there are already people going out and conducting ghost hunts and investigations who have no experience, and they will not buy a book, attending class, or join a group to learn how to do it better. I hope to teach you this, and I hope I reach out to them and let them know it's dangerous. Really, it really is. Different definitions. Ghost hunt. Going to a place where there have been no sightings of ghosts and trying to catch some on film, videos, photos, sounds, eyewitnesses, etc. Graveyards are a number one place to start. Churches, schools, and older buildings too. If you're going to do that, I suggest everybody do not just go there and show up and do an investigation. You need to contact the people that, like the graveyard. I know it's a public place, but they only allow you in there certain times. I know they're open all the time, but certain times that you're not supposed to be there. So you need to get a hold of the groundskeeper or the people who owns that graveyard and ask them if it would be all right for you to go there. And then you need to meet up with that person, and you need to have them sign a piece of paper saying that you're required to be there. So, because there's going to be times that people are going to come in and call the police and send the police out there to you, and you're going to say, well, I called and talked to so-and-so, they said okay, and then they're going to ask you, do you have proof or a contact number, and make sure you have that where you show them. There ain't no telling, I mean, we've been on many investigations in graveyards and stuff like that, and I've called it in. I always call our places where we go into the sheriff department, police department, or whoever is in charge. We always call the Crawford County Sheriff Department, because most of the grave sites and stuff we do is out in the country, way away, and people know that if there's somebody out there at that time at night, then something suspicious going on, they always call the cops. So even though I have called the police department or sheriff department and let them know that I am, or my group will be there at this point to this point, and we will let them know that we're gone, we still get calls. I mean, they always get them out there and investigate. Cause we got calls, we didn't know if it was y'all or not. Well, I just called, PD, and they said okay, So, yeah, I always have permission to go to these places. Do not go in without permission. All right. ghost investigations, going to know haunted places and recording data, video, photos, audio, temperatures, note interviews, and other evidence to provide the hunting and to assist the owner in the spirits moving on and leaving the place if they want that. Assist can be either you directly assisting the owner with a situation or putting them in a contact with an experienced group or individuals that will try to resolve the situation. Your assistance can sometimes or something or can be something as simple as for educating them on what is going on in their area. And then also what their options are. My group and the group that our group is a big group. We got 2 or 3 groups joined together, and one of the groups that we have put together is Echoing Paranormal Research. This group does do anything. Anything to from cleansing to exorcisms and stuff like that. So this group is there to do that. So we can help you to do almost anything to get rid of whatever's in your home. So we are capable of doing that. There's nothing that we have found that we can't do. And we keep learning. We keep going to schools and stuff to learn how to do this and do that, and it's paying off. So, our groups are well informed in how to do and get rid of things. What you may encounter. This is one of the things that people do not know what they encounter when they do an investigation. They are generally 2 types of spirits you may encounter. One was a human at one time, and it has remained on this level for some reason. It may not know it's dead, may be held here by unfinished business, guilt, etc. These spirits are like to a person was when they were alive. That means whatever they were when they were alive, that's what they are when they pass away. So they could be good, bad, just like the living, but not normally dangerous. This human spirit is a type that you will encounter 95% of the time. You could also witness a residual haunting, which is just a playback of a past event. It's just like a recorder. It's recorded and it plays back over and over and over, no matter if the place is there or not. A residual. That's what they call residual haunting. This is just like watching a video from the past playing over and over. The other type of spirit you may encounter were never human and are generally bad news. You must be aware of this type, but not obsessed with them. The chance that you will encounter them in a regular ghost hunt are slim. I haven't experienced both types, and I just want to make you aware of these existence. So be aware and protect yourself, and you should have no problems. Make sure you bring your ID, driver's license, etc. I mean, I kind of you kind of go, why should they do that? Well, just in case somebody has to call 911. And something happens to you and you're passed out, you can't do that. They'll have your driver's license and all your records and stuff right there. So if you're questioned by the police and you can provide them with the evidence or your, like I said, most of the time you're going to get called out. And no matter if you get called out or they get called out there and while you're investigating, they're going to ask you for your IDs no matter what. Even though they know you. I mean, I know all the sheriff departments, deputies and stuff like that, and they know me, but when they come out, they still ask for your ID. That's just their protocol. So that's one of the reasons you want to have all that. See, the best time are from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. These are the physical hours, but any time can produce results. Photos have historically been better at dark, but don't let that discourage you for taking pictures during the day, because there's a bunch of them out there that you do take pictures during the day and you can see faces just as well at night. The house is haunted at night time. It's going to be haunted during the day no matter what. Found out all you can about the history and location, newspapers, towns, historians, WW sites, books, and can be helpful to find the folklore and hard facts about the site. And books and websites dealing with the types and information enormous. We have within over 1,000 places listed. I'm reading this off a different deal. But anyway, you can go to all your, a lot of places you can go is on, just go to the library and go back into the genealogy area, and they have all kinds of stuff just for you to look up. And that way you can find out the history of the house that you're, or at least the area, what went on before that house was built and all this. You need to have that. The basics that you need for a good investigation is a digital camera. Regardless of what you have heard, digital cameras are great tools for ghost research. Once upon a time, they had their limitations and problems, but is no longer the case. Now you're also getting cameras that are modified to see the infrared spectrum of light, full spectrum cameras that can see into the ultraviolet, visible, and infrared spectrum of light at the same time, which is really, really good. So now my question, I gave you the first one there, and now my question for a lot of you, and I still don't have anybody in the chat room on the radio, and I really don't know if anybody's who's all watched me on the Facebook thing, because I don't have it up and running on another computer or anything. So I can do this, bring this phone up, and maybe see who's all there. But anyway, my question to y'all is, I need to know what else do you think you might need on an investigation? So anybody have any answers to me, what they can all right, let's see. Anyway, anybody, whoever's watching me out there on Facebook or whatever, yeah, next thing would be I'll be asking y'all a question on what you might need on an investigation. Well, this one, I've already gave you a digital camera, so what would be the other one that you that you think might be doing an investigation with? What do you think you need? turns out. All right, well, since nobody's answering me, you will need a digital recorder, digital voice recorder. Digital voice recorders are without a doubt one of the most important pieces of equipment that you should have in your investigation or toolbox. Audio recorders are used for many different purposes throughout the investigation. Recorders are used to interview spontaneous thoughts, your notes, and electronic voice phenomenon (EVPs). When you use an audio recorder, make sure to state the location, time, and investigations of a name, and then investigators. That way you won't get so don't recognize that voice on who that is. So that's a good information for you. When recording the investigator's name, it would be wise to have each individual present their own name, which will make it easier for when you record or listen to it to identify what that person is. Voice activation mode should be detected on tape recording during the electronic voice phenomenon. It is trying to be actually achieved due to a fact that it usually cuts off beginnings in words, sentences, and phrases. I don't do the voice recognition stuff, but it's good to have that. What would be the next one that you might want to take on an investigation? If you watch me on Facebook, you know what that is. All right, well. It'll be actually a first aid kit. Just because you never know when you're going to get a cut, stuff like that. It's always because you're always walking in the dark. You're going to run into things, and you can't see what's going on, and so you're going to end up with a lot of cuts on your ankles and legs and arms and whatever, because you're walking through brushes or whatever. That's why you don't want to wear shorts in an investigation at nighttime, because jeans will protect your legs, because you may be running into shrubs that you don't know is there, or maybe you'll run into a headstone or you didn't see, or whatever, if you're doing investigations in the graveyards. But going into somebody's house, same thing. You're going to run around in the dark, and you may run into a chair or whatever they got and you didn't realize was there. And if you had breeches on, it would protect your legs. If you got shorts on, then your legs are exposed and could get cut. So first aid would be another one that you really want to have on an investigation. Now, at a second, another one that would be good to have. Anybody wants to guess? Well, the next one that would be good to have is notebooks. And some pens or pencils. Isn't that a good thing to have while you're there? What else would you think that you might need? You have to really think about these things about what you really need. Uh, well, the next thing you definitely want to have when you go on investigation is flashlights and batteries. That'd be one of the definite things that you want to have is flashlights and extra batteries. 'Cause you will use batteries. One of the most things that we ever use is batteries. Tons of batteries. So just get prepared to have batteries with you. I mean, it's common sense. Remember to bring spare batteries for everything. Due to spirits activities, batteries often run down very fast, and you do not want to miss anything because of the dead batteries. I recommend using a red light flashlight to help to preserve your night vision. I have a flashlight that has ultraviolet and red, and I like to use those green lights too. I've got a head or a cap that's got green lights for it's sort of like for hunting, and I use it a lot for investigation just because it lights up, and you can actually see, and it doesn't really interfere with anything. So. Okay, and when I said you need notebooks and pens and pencils, well, you need to write and log everything that happened. If you don't, then you really don't know how much research information. For example, of this one investigation, well, like I said, for this investigation, you need to, for an example, for this investigation, get EMF readings that's high and never writes it down. Another investigator takes pictures of the same area, but it is not aware of the reading and gets an ominous image. Well, the EMF reading and the pictures may be good evidence, but with the report nothing to read, the picture generally increases the evidence value. Many investigators use pocket tape recorders instead of that is fine. Just make sure that you have spare batteries and tapes. So that's another good lesson for y'all. So anyway, um, make sure you have a watch. Of course, most of your phones and stuff have watches on. That way you can write down the time. So so make sure you have a watch. Okay, advanced video cameras, optional tripods, basically what we kind of use in investigations. Video cameras are an important instrument for an investigation, and like still cameras, they provide us with consistent visual and audio surveillance for reviewing observation. The video cameras we use are equipped with infrared capability, and this is the mode we use to watch. With videos, and any phenomenon occurring can be documented in its eternity. Entirety. I get it. This will show the length of the time of the phenomenon occurs, what is happening, the conditions surrounding the phenomenon, and possibly even the cause of the phenomenon. The Sony line of camcorders has an infrared night shot featuring that enables to videotape in complete darkness and see beyond what the human eye can see. You can use these on tripods or walk around with them. You should also invest in a infrared light extender, which will help your camera see in the darkest places and make the quality of the video better. We have these surveillance cameras that we use all the time. We do have them on tripods, but these things usually reach 80 to 100 feet out, so they're pretty good little cameras. But you can't move them. Now I have 3 Sony's camcorders that I use. 2 of them are actually high 8 tape players, and the bad thing about that is they're hard to transfer over videos, so we don't use those as much. I do have a mini DVD night shot Sony one I use it because we can actually transfer the files over to computers and stuff like that. It's easier. Now, ones nowadays you can get some good ones are 4K technology, they just have the little SD cards, and those are a whole lot better. They have night shots, and they're pretty good cameras. We're in the process of buying 1 or 2 for our group, because it's just a lot easier than trying to transfer it over from the other ones for the SDs. I say EMF detectors. The electronic field detector is known as a EMF. Is the modern day ghost researchers tracking device, and a very important piece of equipment. With this instrument, it is possible to locate and track energy sources. It will detect fluctuations in electronic magnetic fields as low strength moving EMF fields that have no source. It is a common theory that the spirit disputes the field in such a way that you can tell one is present by higher than normal readings with a meter. But before using the EMF meter, a ghost research tool, on an investigation, be sure to walk around the area and take entitled readings around the area source, such as a light pole or electrical outlet, to be a source of a reading, like a base reading. That's what we normally do. We go on the base readings and stuff like that. When using the EMF as a tracker device for
fluctuations of 2.0 to 7.0, this is usually indicated as spirit present. Anything higher than lower than normal has a natural source SJGR training sheet. Which, like I said, I use this on courses and all that. So, and another one would be, what another one would you think of? You think? Well, another one would be a cell phone. With a cell phone, with videos and phenomena occur, can be documented in its entirety. This will show the length of time and a phenomena occur, what is happening in conditions surrounding the phenomenon. It is possible, even in the case of the phenomenon, the Sony line of camcorders had an infrared. Oh, I've already read all that. Sorry. Thing went haywire on me. It jumped back up. Okay, cell phones, if you have one, it can come in handy in case of an emergency. So, it's I know what happened here. Figured out how it happened there. That's more my fault than was anything. All right. See, what would be another one that everybody thinks? How about a compass? You got to know which way you're going. If you're outside, or you're traveling and stuff like that, you always, of course, nowadays you use your GPS trackers and all that to go where you're going. So, but if you're out in the woods, outside in the graveyard, you only need to know which way is east, north, and west, and south. So, that's a good thing, I guess. All right, I see. A compass is a useful instrument in investigations due to its compact size and low cost of price. When using on a investigation, this will indicate spirit presence when the needle cannot come to a precise heading or spins moving erratically. This works on the same principle as an EMF meter. And there you go. There's another good reason to use that for as well. And then another one would be Another one would be a motion detector, which would be a good. You don't have to have it, but it's a good to have it. And they're not real expensive little devices at all. Matter of fact, if you got a trap camera, a lot of hunters and stuff have trap cameras. And these trap cameras got motion sensors on, so they're really good to use in the area. So you can use those trap cameras on an investigation, believe it or not, because they use an SD card and they're real sensitive, so they'll flash to about just any kind of motion. So, and then you'll have it on the card. You can go through there and search if your card's empty. Make sure it's empty before you investigate. All right, another thing you need to have, or could have, and you don't have to, but it's good to have. A thermostat. One of these little digital thermostats you hold or shoots a laser out and stuff like that are really good. Everybody really likes to have those regular thermostat needles, that you hang outside that shows you the temperature, raise the mercury stuff. That's the best. That's the best to have because the digital ones will fluctuate. So if you're pointing that beam into a room that you think you see something or other, then where is that temperature coming from? Because normally 3 to 4 feet in front of me is about where you want that the temperature go. So you want to shoot it across the room because you're getting all kinds of readings. Now another one would be these indoor-outdoor thermostats that you get a monitor. You can take that monitor and set it up into your home base and actually put that digital one that you hang outside or wherever into another room and put it on a shelf and see the temperature rise and stuff, which would be a good idea too. You always got to think outside the box and stuff to do these things. Oh yeah, and this is one of the most important that you want. You want handheld radios. You got to communicate with your team people out and about because they may be out somewhere and they might need help to the point where you can't hear them. You can't hear them yell or anything like that. So you need handheld radios. The little walkie-talkies that you buy at Walmart that reach 2-3 miles, those are good. We've got a little bit more expensive radios that reach a lot farther, and they're actually one step under being amateur radios. So we use those because they just go a lot farther and a lot clearer. So you don't have to spend a lot on the radios. But that is kind of a basic of what you need on doing a ghost hunt. On our next radio, we'll be talking about step-by-steps procedures on conducting an outside ghosting hunts. So I hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight. But I still got a few minutes, I believe. Well, I've got a lot of time, but anyway, our hours is about up. So I hope everybody enjoyed the show, and I hope everybody can hear me pretty well on the radio. I'll find out here when it loads up. I'll be able to listen to it, and hopefully we'll be able to do this more often with this deal. It's working out pretty good. I've got everything worked out real good on it. So in that case, I hope everybody have a safe work week. If you're out hunting, be safe hunting, going to and from. I know there's a lot of snow out there in a lot of areas. And when you're out actually doing an investigations, please protect yourself in many ways. Your beliefs can really help you out. Don't get in trouble. Always have permission to go to places. Don't sneak in and get in trouble because you give everybody else a bad name. So, that says, everybody out there, have a good evening and happy hunting. And we'll see you tomorrow here at 8 o'clock, same time, and we'll talk about step by step on doing an outside investigation. So, this is Tapping, the Arkansas Paranormal Network. We'll catch you later, and have a good one.